If you are new to our channel, subscribe, like, and don't forget to share. Okay, see here. Might be few questions we have done. Okay, so still we will see here. We'll revise. What is the force between the two small charged spheres having the charges 2 into 10 raised to minus 7 coulomb and 3 into 10 raised to minus 7 coulomb and kept 30 centimeter apart in the air? Okay, so see, whatever you write now systematically it should be just like you are giving the board exam. Okay, from the beginning only you will write in the same manner. So the given charges, first of all, 2 into 10 raised to minus 7 and 3 into 10 raised to minus 7 coulomb. The distance between them is 30 centimeters. So in meter it will be 30 into 10 raised to minus 2, and the value of K we know 9 into 10 raised to 9 Newton meter square per coulomb square. Now the formula of Coulomb's law, that is K Q1 Q2 upon R square. Substituting all the values, 9 into 10 raised to 9, then Q1 Q2 upon R square. So 30 into 10 raised to minus 2 whole square. Now if we solve this, 9 into 2, or just keep it like this because in denominator there is 30 square. So it will be 9 minus 7 and minus 7. So it will be minus plus 2 and minus 5. Then it is 30 into 30 and 10 raised to minus 4. Okay. So 10 times cancel. So it will be 1. So 6 into 10 raised to minus 5, and this is minus 2, it will become plus 2. So 6 into 10 raised to minus 3. I hope it is clear.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Note down it quickly. Next one is the the electrostatic force between the charges of 0.4 microcoulomb due to another small sphere of charge minus 0.8 microcoulomb in the air is 0.2 Newton. What is the distance between the two spheres? And what is the force on the second sphere due to first one? So again, the given parameters, first of all we will write. The Q1 is 0.4, the Q2 minus 0.8 microcoulomb. The force between them is 0.2 Newton, and we have to find the distance. So remember that here the magnitude we will write. So K Q1 Q2 upon R square. Otherwise it will give you an imaginary number. So force is 0.2 Newton. The value of K 9 into 10 raised to 9. Q1 0.4 microcoulomb. Q2 0.8 microcoulomb, and upon R square. So if we cancel this, it will be 2 times. Then R square is simply 9 into 0.8, and in the powers it is 9 plus 2 11, 11 minus 12, so 10 raised to minus 1. So it will be 0.72. Okay. 2 भी रह गया अभी तो, sorry. This 2 is also there. So now if we will take the square root, it will be 0.12.
सर अगर यूनिट कॉलम में लेके करेंगे तो भी यही आंसर आएगा ना?
कॉलम ही तो लिया हमने. Now then the second part of the question, that force on 1 due to 2 will be equal in magnitude, opposite in direction. So this F21 is not going to change, it will be 0.2 Newton only. Okay.
Yes.
Right. Okay, this question already we have done. Okay, here we have to take one electron and one proton. The charge on the electron and proton is same in magnitude, so I am writing only the magnitude part. Okay, so two forces they will experience. The first force will be electrostatic force, which is K E square upon R square. This is between electron and proton, which is force of attraction. The second force will be because of the gravitational attraction, so that is G, mass of electron into mass of proton upon R square. Now actually we need the ratio, dimensions of this ratio, so F EP upon Fg, if we calculate that, so it will be Ke square upon G Me into Mp. So which is the ratio of two forces, which will be definitely dimensionless. Okay, and thereafter determine the value of this ratio and what does the ratio signifies. So we have already seen this Fe upon Fg. Do you remember 10 raised to how much it was? 39 or 43? Tell me.
2.3 into 10 raised to 39.
39. 2.3. Okay. So again I told you the last part. This simply shows the electrostatic force between electron and proton is very greater than that of gravitational force. The conclusion is electric force is stronger than that of gravitational force. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Do it quickly. Okay, then the fourth question, explain the meaning of the statement electric charge of a body is quantized. So here you have to simply state the statement of this quantization, that the charge on any object is an integral multiple of that of minimum amount of charge, that is charge on electron. Okay, so that is the quantization of charge that we have to explain. You can give one or two examples. Then why can one ignore quantization of electric charge when dealing with macroscopic object? Okay, so if we talk about the macroscopic objects, so charge is very small, you can say microscopic. So when macroscopic objects is there, the particles are very close to each other, so that we say is continuous charge distribution. So that is useless to talk about the quantization of charge in case of macroscopic objects. This statement you have to write. I hope you are clear with this. Tell me.
Yes, sir.
Okay. This I am not dealing with this. Okay. Right. Now the next question, 1.7 we are doing. It is given 4 point charges are located on the corners of a square. So let's say this is a square. A, B, C, D. On A, the charge is 2 microcoulomb. On B, the charge is minus 5 microcoulomb. On C, the charge is again 2 microcoulomb. And on the D, the charge is minus 5 microcoulomb. They want us, what is the force on a charge of 1 microcoulomb placed at the center of the square here. Okay, now there are two ways to calculate this. Okay, now what are those
Sir,
two ways? Yes.
regular polygon plus all
Mhm.
three sides of
Yes, we can use that also. So first one is we can use the principle of superposition for that. Okay, and if we see here the principle of superposition, the force you will get as 0. Okay, now why it is 0? See, if I talk about the force between the Q and QA, tell me what will be the direction of force. Force between A and I am writing O. Okay, it will be simply K QA into Q upon AO square, right? I'm not writing the value. So can I say the direction will be from A to C? Tell me.
yes, sir.
Okay. Same way, the force on this Q, because of the QC, it is going to be towards A, right? This will be force on O due to C. Here also it is O and then A. O and A. So magnitude of OC will be equal to OA, but the direction of this force on O due to C, it is opposite to that of force on A due to, force on O due to A. I hope this second equation is clear.
Yes.
Sir.
Yes,
Now
sir.
same way, force on O due to B. Tell me what is the direction? O to B or B to O?
O to B.
Very
O
good.
to B.
Absolutely right. O to B. So again I am writing in the same manner. Okay. And same way, if I talk about the force on this Q means O due to QD, direction will be towards D, right?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Yes.
So in this case again I can say the force on O because of B is equal to same in magnitude but opposite in direction to that of force on O because of D. So in vector form, OD force is minus of F of OB. Let's say this is equation number 4. Now from equation 2 and 4, if I want to write, so I will get this equation F of OC, F of OD is equal to minus F of OA plus F of OB. So finally F of OA plus F of OB plus F of OC plus F of OD will be 0. So I hope it is clear to you now.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Note down it
Yes,
quickly.
sir. Sir, in the same way
Can you repeat that?
we want to write, na?
Pardon, beta? Screen is visible or not?
Yes, sir.
So it's
visible.
freezing.
Okay. If it is freezing, just a minute, huh?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay.
Sir,
note
we
down.
need to write in the same way ना.
तो ऐसा करो ना, आप स्कूल की नोटबुक में डायरेक्ट लिख लो.
Sir, I am asking that in the board exam also we need to prove in the same way. Nothing.
There are so many ways. I have shown you only one. Okay. तो आपको करना
Yes,
तो
sir,
prove
this
पड़ेगा.
way we can
Directly
help ना.
statement you cannot write. Okay.
Yes.
Just finish it. I am coming in 1 minute.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now next one, an electrostatic field line is a continuous curve. That is, field line cannot have sudden breaks. Why not? And explain why two field lines will never cross each other at any point. So the first part, an electrostatic field line is a continuous curve. That we already know in a property, but they are asking, that is, field line cannot have the sudden breaks. Why not? So suppose if we say there are the breaks, okay, so what will happen in that situation? Yes, tell me. क्या दिमाग में आता है आपके, बताओ. बोलो भाई.
सर चार्जेस जंप नहीं करते फ्रॉम वन पॉइंट टू अनदर, दे मूव्स कंटिन्यूअसली, इसलिए सडन ब्रेक्स नहीं होगा.
चार्जेस जंप नहीं करते हैं. जंप नहीं करते हैं तो उससे anything else apart from this?
VitalZap helps my child learn at its own speed.
बोलो. देखो, आपने फंक्शन पढ़े हैं कभी? फंक्शन, टेल मी.
यस सर.
तो फंक्शंस की टाइप पढ़ी है आपने? वन फंक्शन, मैनी वन फंक्शन.
Yes, sir.
Yes sir, अभी पढ़ा.
हाँ. So now you tell me, what is this electric field? Is a one function or many one function? Tell me.
Sir, one.
Okay, if it is a one function, okay, one
Sir,
function
maybe-
and second, yes. Second is
Sir,
this
maybe-
field is a continuous function or non-continuous function from this equation.
Sir, can you repeat?
I'm asking if you observe this equation, is it a continuous function equation or non-continuous function equation?
Continuous.
Okay, let me answer you. First thing we will say the electric field intensity is given by the 1 function, first part. Okay. And second, you will say this formula or the equation or the function of electric field or electric field is a function of distance, that is 1 upon r square. Okay. So which shows the electric field lines must be continuous. So there should not be any break in that. Right? Clear हुआ क्या लिखना है? Tell me.
Sir, can you repeat?
Just first of all you will say the electric field intensity is given by this equation kq by r square, which is 1 function, first part. It means at one point it can have only one value, right? Then second one, this function is a function of square of the distance, right? So this is a continuous function. So continuous function that will not have any break. Clear?
Yes, sir, it is clear. But sir, how can we decide that whether the function is continuous or not?
ओहो, ये नहीं पता तुझे? पढ़ लिया ना पूरा, फिर फंक्शन पढ़ लिया आपने और ये नहीं पता
कंटिन्यूअस फंक्शन ऐसा नहीं पढ़ा है, 1 और मैनी 2।
हाँ सर, ये अभी तक नहीं पढ़ा हम लोगों ने।
सबसे पहले तो ऋषिकेश क्लास के बाहर चले जाओ, कभी भी मर्जी होती है हम एंट्री कर लेंगे क्लास में। टेल मी ऋषिकेश।
सर एक्चुअली 2 दिन से है ना सर, इसी टाइम पे वाईफाई मतलब ब्रेक हो जाता है।
क्या ब्रेक? वाईफाई ब्रेक कैसे होता है? मतलब
सर मतलब ड्रॉप हो जाता है वो, मैं ट्राई करता हूँ, वो मोबाइल डेटा से भी अभी ज्वाइन किया है।
ओके ठीक है।
तो वो मतलब जो प्रोवाइडर है उसको भी मैंने कॉल किया है अभी, मतलब पापा ने उससे बात कर ली है, तो वो फिक्स कर देगा ओवर द वीकेंड।
ठीक है, चलो मान लेते हैं आपकी बात। ओके, अब कंटिन्यूअस फंक्शन कैसे होता है वो आप लोगों को नहीं सिखाया, हाउ टू जज वेदर द फंक्शन इज अ कंटिन्यूअस फंक्शन और नॉट। बोलिए
सर, वो लिमिट्स इक्वल आ जाते, लेफ्ट हैंड लिमिट और राइट हैंड लिमिट, तो वो
तो लिमिट एग्जिस्ट करती है या नहीं करती है वो आता है, ये थोड़ी आता है कि कंटिन्यूअस फंक्शन है या नहीं।
सर नहीं पता।
हाँ तो सर आई थिंक नहीं बताया सर ने।
अच्छा, तो पहले सर से एक बार पूछ लेना।
ओके
ठीक है, वर्धन सर से कि कंटिन्यूअस फंक्शन क्या होते हैं। सर ने पूछा है, फिर अगर नहीं बताएंगे तो आई एक्सप्लेन। ठीक है?
यस।
Okay, sir.
Okay, now we come to the next part. Explain why two field lines will never intersect each other. इसको वैसे तो हमने आपको जवाब दे दिया है, फिर से I am repeating this. If two or more than two electric field lines, they intersect at a particular point. So we can draw two tangents at the point of intersection, which clearly indicates that electric field intensity at point P will have two directions, which is practically impossible. So that's why the two or more than two electric field lines will never intersect each other. I hope it is clear to everyone.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Okay. लिख लीजिए इसको। Okay, now next question number 1.10. It is given 2 point charges 3 microcoulomb and minus 3 microcoulomb are located 20 centimeter apart in vacuum. Okay, so let's say this is B and this is A. QA is 3 microcoulomb and QB is minus 3 microcoulomb, and the distance between them is 20 centimeter. So what we need, electric field at the midpoint O. Okay, midpoint O, means at 10 centimeter from either side of the given system. Here we need the electric field. So first of all, I would like to ask you, what is the direction of electric field at O because of charge QB? Tell me what it will be.
B to O.
B to
Yes, sir.
O.
O to B.
O to B आएगा बेटा.
भी होगा
Because it is negative charge, so direction of field because of B at O will be O to B, right? And this value I can simply say is K QB upon R square. Now here only magnitude part you have to take. So K is 9 into 10 raised to 9. QB is 3 into 10 raised to minus 6. And distance 10 centimeter, which I can say 0.1 meter. So 0.1 meter whole square. So that will give us 27. Then 10 raised to 9 minus 6, 3. And this 0.1 means 10 raised to 2. So it will be 2.7 into 10 raised to 6 Newton per coulomb. I hope it is clear. OB.
Yes, sir.
Yes, beta.
Sir, can you repeat why we are neglecting the negative sign? 1 second.
Tell me, this is the scalar form of formula or vector? Yes, beta.
Sir, it is scalar.
अरे स्केलर है, वेक्टर कहाँ लिखा? वेक्टर लिखता तो मैं यहाँ वेक्टर लगाता, फिर यहाँ पे आई कैप करता. सपोज इफ यू नीड वेक्टर फॉर्म, तो वेक्टर फॉर्म है तो यहाँ पर आपको फिर क्या लगाना पड़ेगा कि आई कैप लगाना पड़ेगा. यहाँ आपका फाइनली माइनस आई कैप इस तरह, सॉरी प्लस आई कैप लिखेंगे आप इसमें, मैग्नीट्यूड लेना है तो, सॉरी वेक्टर की फॉर्मेट में लिखना है तो, ठीक है. उसमें बच्चे कंफ्यूज हो जाते हैं, इसलिए हम उसको लिखते ही नहीं है और ना सिखाते हैं. अब जैसे मान लो अभी मैंने यहाँ लिख दिया वेक्टर. नाउ इफ आई आस्क हियर पॉजिटिव चार्ज है. नाउ व्हाट इज द डायरेक्शन ऑफ फील्ड एट ओ बिकॉज ऑफ दिस QA? किस तरफ होगा? Can I say it is O to A or A to O?
A to O.
A to O.
A to O because it is positive. ठीक है.
Positive, sir.
So now A to O पे A चेक किया हमने, तो ये वेक्टर लगा दिया अगेन K QA upon R square and this is I cap. Again K 9 into 10 raised to 9. QA will be 3 into 10 raised to minus 6 और नीचे वही 0.1 whole square. तो कैलकुलेट नहीं कर रहे हैं because value will be same. Okay, so it is OA and the value is 2.7 into 10 raised to 6 Newton per coulomb I cap. Now resultant field at O, that is the vector sum of these two fields, OA plus OB. So can I say it is 2 times 5.4 into 10 raised to 6 Newton per coulomb I cap? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So part A is, I hope, clear to you now.
Yes, sir.
Now for B part, what they want, the force at the charge of 1.5 into 10 raised to minus 9 coulomb. So you know the force will be given charge into electric field intensity at O point. So given charge 1.5 into 10 raised to minus 9 coulomb and field 5.4 into 10 raised to 6. Unit will be Newton and direction of force same because charge is positive. So it is 8.10 into 10 raised to minus 3 Newton along positive x-axis. I hope you are clear with the solution.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Note down this. Yes, are you done with this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now question number 1.12. A system has two charges. One is 2.5 into 10 raised to minus 7 coulomb. Second is minus 2.5 10 raised to minus 7 coulomb. And these are located at 0, 0, minus 15 centimeter, 0, 0, plus 15 centimeter. What are the total charge and electric dipole moment of this system? Okay, so the first part, if I say the total charge will be 0, right?
Yes, sir.
So total charge is 0, first part. Now if I talk about the electric dipole moment, so electric dipole moment, what we say is Q into 2A vector. Am I right?
Yes.
Now here the magnitude of charge will be 2.5 into 10 raised to minus 7 coulomb. Now the problem arises, what is the direction? So direction, can I say, will be from B to A? Tell me.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And this is the Z axis. So can I say it is from plus Z axis to minus Z axis, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So first of all, 2A distance magnitude part will be 15 plus 15, right? And it is in centimeter, so 10 raised to minus 2 we will keep, so it will be meter. Now from plus j cap to minus j cap, can I say the direction is minus k cap? Tell me.
Yes, sir.
So it will be 30 into 10 raised to minus 2 and minus k cap. So now I have the value of 2A vector and Q. I will substitute here in the first equation. So 2.5 into 10 raised to minus 7 into minus 30 into 10 raised to minus 2 k cap. So if I multiply, then it will be 75 into 10 raised to minus 9, or you can say minus 7.5 into 10 raised to minus 8 coulomb into meter k cap. I hope it is clear to everyone now.
Yes, sir.
Note down this.
So, excuse me, sir.
Yes, beta.
सर इलेक्ट्रिक डाइपोल मूवमेंट में जो Q है वो टोटल चार्ज की वैल्यू क्यों नहीं पुट होगी? मतलब
जब आपको डिफाइन किया था बेटा तभी कहा था द प्रोडक्ट ऑफ द मैग्नीट्यूड ऑफ द वन ऑफ द चार्ज एंड वेक्टर डिस्टेंस बिटवीन देम, डेफिनेशन में ही है, ठीक है?
ओके सर।
नहीं तो फिर किसी भी डाइपोल का डाइपोल मोमेंट तो जीरो ही आएगा अगर टोटल चार्ज रखेंगे तो।
यस सर।
Yes, shall we move to the next question now?
Yes, sir.
Now see in the next question. An electric dipole with moment 4 into 10 raised to minus 9 coulomb into meter, aligned at an angle 30 degree with the direction of uniform electric field 5 into 10 raised to 4 Newton per coulomb. Calculate the magnitude of torque acting on it. So first of all, tell me what is the formula of torque. Torque equals to
P cross E.
P cross E. So over here, see, no direction is mentioned to us. So we will calculate only magnitude part. PE sine theta. So the value of P is 4 into 10 raised to minus 9. E is 5 into 10 raised to 4 and sine 30 degree. So you know sine 30 degree is 1 by 2.
Yes.
So it will give us 4 into 10 raised to minus 9, then 5 into 10 raised to 4 and sine 30 1 upon 2. So it will cancel it 2 times. Now 2 into 5, 10, and then minus 5 plus 4, sorry, minus 9 plus 4, minus 5. Then again one more is there. So 10 raised to minus 4 and into 2. No, sorry. So 10 raised to minus 4 Newton into meter. I hope it is clear to you now.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, do it.